All right. Well, welcome back to Wanderlust. Forrest Fenn's goal, the thrill of the chase. So, I often have so many things I want to talk about, and I know I've mentioned this before in other videos, and I just sometimes cut videos and then I don't like the way I go off on a topic, and I try and recut the video, and it can be tough. So I want to try and say interesting things and not just be going on and on. I'm not sure what people want to listen to if they really want to hear that. So, and I want to keep it back to them, keep it on the topic of the thrill of the chase. But I often, part of my excitement of the thrill of the chase is that there's things that are exciting. And one of the things, or I find exciting about the thrill of the chase is, I just made my plans for, and I'm excited about that, is I finally kind of made all the bookings for my trip for Boots on the Ground, and I'm leaving in about a month. And so I'm excited. It's been a lot of months of crappy weather and snow and not being sure of where I wanted to go, and I think that even I have spent and I have spent a lot of time, you know, reading the poem over and over again, trying to figure out what these clues mean. What is Forrest Fenn trying to tell us here? And the man says it's simple. It's not that hard to figure out. And I go back to that idea of, you look at his map and you look at his poem, and I still think that if I gave you directions to a place that I know intimately up in the mountains, and I wrote a poem that was esoteric, to me, I'd be like, yeah, I know that place perfectly. It makes perfect sense. It fits like a glove, right? But unless, if he really is, if the thrill of the chase really is that macro, um, or micro, I'm sorry, is that, it's so specific to this very specific place, within a mile, you know, or a 2 or 3 mile square area, then and then that place is obscure to begin with as well. And then, he's using these very broad terms where they're not specific in a way that's very vague. And and I think the poem is like that, is that there it has all this stuff in there where it's specific but it's vague. That's what the problem is, you know. Um, and so I have just absolutely fought with ideas over and over again and where to go, to try and fit those together. And Forrest Fenn is right, is that, unless you could figure it out exactly, you're just going to be taking a nice vacation, which is kind of what I've done. I think I have ideas of places to go. I'm like most other people. It's I hate to say it, but it's definitely like throwing darts at a dartboard. You're basically saying, "Hey, I think it's this or this or this," and I'm going to go to these places. One of the things that I was thinking about, and I spent weeks, not every day, but in my spare time away from work or on weekends, I just lamented in front of this map. Where on this map do you go? Where begin it where warm waters halt? Where, oh, where is Forrest Fenn telling me to go? Um, so I finally had to bite the bullet. I didn't have to, but I decided where I was going to go. And the YouTube audience on the edge of their seat. Where is he going to go? Well, I'll tell you where I've been. How about that? I'm not afraid to tell people where I've been. I think last year on one of the trips I took, I came down through I 90 and I went out here to Flathead. Went all the way up to Kalispell, up to Glacier National Park, out here to Browning. I came all the way down, out here to Great Falls and down into Helena. With that being said, one of the things I wanted to make a point when I was trying to think of something interesting, some interesting things to say, is that how many times I've had interesting kind of solves or solutions and then pulled up the Thrill of the Chase map, which we're looking at right now, and realized that it's in this whitish area. And I still lament over that is, he said it's somewhere in the highlighted, even says it right here on the map. Forrest Fenn's hidden treasure is somewhere to be found within the highlighted regions of the Rocky Mountains on this map. And and I've had that several times. I mean, one of my solves was, I have to admit, um, was in this area, and it wasn't until I got home that I kind of realized that this is all whited out. And actually, over here is which still drives me crazy, is the Lewis and Clark National Park, and it's just on the edge. It's not named. Is that highlighted? So that's those kind of things have been problematic to me in my do in my search. So staying on topic, because I get off topic real fast. So I went down to Helena, and then from there I drove all the way out to. I guess I'll do this again. Let's stop it. So yeah, I took huge grand adventure. I came down like this. I went up here, came down through here to Helena, and I drove all the way out to Billings, and then I came down through Cody, Grable, and I went all the way out like this. Now I have to zoom again. Let's do it again. Here, wait. So yeah, like my big grand adventure that I took was that I'm beating this. I went all the way up here to Browning. I came up through here somehow, down to Cody, and all the way out. Uh, all the way down to Denver. I came down through here somehow. I went all the way out like that. So that was last summer. Definitely a huge adventure drive. And then I went down to Arizona and back up through Las Vegas. And just a very long, long drive. A lot of stops, a lot of camping. Um, Saw a lot of things. Stopped at a lot of places that I thought were solves. Um, Another one too. Another area that I noticed once I got home was not really in the Rockies. I spent a bunch of time out here. I just think I mentioned the other thing about this area out here. Um, Another one that I just realized when I was making my plans for this summer was I realized how much of New Mexico here is grayed out. I mean, there's just really is not much of New Mexico. If he really is true to what he's saying, somewhere within the highlighted regions, I mean, I'm telling you something. If it's in New Mexico, boy, I tell you something. That's a toughie because it's just, if you look on this map, we'll zoom in. I'll clear all this out. So resume here. The interesting thing is that I actually spent a bunch of time in this area last summer, and I realized it's not highlighted on the map, and which kind of bummed me out because when I got home, I looked at the map and I realized this is not highlighted. Um, this area over here is, right? These areas here. Um, but with that being said, just to make an extremely boring video, yeah. So I had plans. I was gonna go to Santa Fe. I was gonna go down here, and one of the things I noticed when I started booking campsites and hotel rooms, I noticed that New Mexico, in particular, when I started looking at pricing, everything that I looked at through Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, the prices as soon as I came down through this area, the southern part of Colorado and into New Mexico, I noticed all the prices of hotel rooms, campsites, everything are double. They're just way more expensive. I could get a hotel room or a campsite. They all seem to be way more expensive. And frankly, I really wanted to go down there. And at the last minute, I decided I am not going to New Mexico. The prices, it's just outside of my budget. I just cannot afford uh, $80 or $75 for a KOA campsite. I can't afford, these $100 hotel rooms. And I know somebody's gonna say, "Oh, you're looking at the wrong pricing and everything," but I just decided this time around, I U-turned it, and so New Mexico is not. Once again, it will be off of my search area completely. Um, I want to do another video where I'm gonna drop a solve. I'm just gonna straight up drop it. I think I've dropped the solve before on Reddit, and I just got slammed on. People were like, "It's stupid. It's a dumb idea. You're completely wrong." Okay, maybe not everybody was saying it was stupid. Some people were saying it was kind of interesting. Um, but initially, it got dished pretty hard, and I still want to go up there. I just and I would laugh. I would be on the floor, maybe crying. Is if I give up this solve and somebody goes up there and finds it, it fits so many parts of Forrest Fenn. I think it's right on the money. Why am I giving it away? I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, but I am going to give away that solve. I have another solve that I want to do these 2 or 3 videos, and I think I'm going to try and put them together. So this is like the precursor to that. I also think I'm going to do like a travel expense thing, kind of analysis of travel expense, probably because I've just spent like the better part of the last week and a half putting together my plans and booking all my sites. And I'm pretty good. I have an Excel spreadsheet. I'm pretty diligent about it. I book everything. I even know the mileage. I also am driving. I'm not flying. I'm driving from home, all the way out, and then driving all the way back home again in my own car. So I'm really diligent, kind of diligent. I at least I know the cost, and I want to know the expense of the whole trip. Um, and so I have this time around this year and other years, I just booked it on my credit card, and and then just paid it off. This time around, I saved up, squirreled away money all in the last year, and so I have money put away, and so a lot of my trip will be prepaid, and I have to admit that is a good feeling when you go out on a 14-day road trip and you know that about 90% of it has just all been prepaid. It's already paid. I don't have to worry about it, getting home and having this huge credit card bill because I already paid it up front. So I think that's what I'm looking for. Hopefully, you guys come back and listen to those videos. Um, I'm lost in my own thoughts, but I think I'm going to do the solve one next and then the other solve videos. So, hey, like my videos, tune in again. I know it's a bit of a teaser, but I am going to do it. It's coming up this weekend. I'm going to put those videos out. So, like my videos. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks.